Thank you, Kathy. We have public liability insurance, but I still don't want anyone falling off the stage. Thank you, Kathy. First of all, look at this beautiful collective bunch of people here in Adelaide. Well done to everybody for attending today. As Kathy said, I'm Mishi from Informed Choice Network. We represent those who are currently being directly affected by the mandates. Our stand is for bodily autonomy, medical freedom, and the freedom and rights for our children. We are deeply concerned about the government and corporate policies, which is very concerning, given the large amount of coercion, manipulating, and even bribing their employees by taking this experimental vaccine. Where have our rights gone? Since when have the government and the teachers had the power to singly remove our children from our classrooms, to be able to advise them that they do not need parental consent to actually get this vaccine? This is legalised child abuse. Where have our God-given rights gone? Our government says that it's our choice to take the vaccine, but at the same time they're making the consequences of refusing the vaccine so severe that this is effectively no choice. The Nuremberg Code of 1947 states, regarding medical experiments, that the voluntary consent of a human subject is absolutely essential. Voluntary consent is important when you're threatening a person's livelihood and its civil rights. The aged care sector was the first industry to be mandated. This affected me personally, alongside thousands of others. Informed Choice is organising South Australians to fight this battle. We are a team of dedicated volunteers with various backgrounds and professions. We have a strategy in place, starting with practical, immediate steps to take, with continuing on with legal and political, which are formulating with lawyers and honest politicians. We understand that this is a very difficult time for those who are currently being affected, but we urge you all to hold the line. Stand strong, South Australia. Stand strong, all Australians. We will not be deceived in taking part in this experimental vaccine. This is not your way of your ticket to freedom. We stand and we fight for you. We are here to help you. Vaccine mandates are shuddering and shaking against the fury of the people. Hold the line and we will bring them down. We are currently in the pipework. But we need you to stay strong now than ever, and everyone, do not give up. Australia's always been known to collectively come together and to fight everything. This is where we do, and this is what we do our best. Now I'll hand you over to Angela.
Well done, Mish. Hello, my fellow freedom fighters. I'm so glad to be surrounded by so many like-minded people today who are here to stand up for your rights. Remember, united we stand, united we succeed. We have a very important message for our politicians. Mr. Morrison, he made a very bold statement earlier this year, stating that vaccines will not be mandatory and that we live in a democratic country where freedom of choice is valued. A few months later, vaccine mandates came into effect in certain industries, and private companies were encouraged to promote this. How is that skilled and valuable employees are being redeployed or stood down from the positions? Medical tyranny has become more valued than freedom of choice. We have a very important question to ask our Labor MP, Mr. Peter Malinauskas. You have been very he's not Greek. You have been very outspoken about funding cuts to the SA ambulance services. You have been previously concerned about the ramping situation and about hospitals being understaffed and overworked to exhaustion. And yet, you are still pushing the vaccine mandates on our AMBOs, which will increase ambulance ramping and potentially put our community at a greater risk. Mr. Malinauskas, how can you be promoting mandatory vaccines if it will only cause more problems within our health system, which we are suffering already? We have been contacted by workers affected by these mandates, especially the SA ambulance workers, who have been taken off the roads, stood down and kept in limbo until being redeployed in alternative roles which they haven't signed up for. As a result, they have experienced pay discrimination and being penalised for their choice. Mr. Malinauskas, do you stand for discrimination, loss of jobs and added stress to our emergency services? How can we trust you when you say one thing and do another? We are still waiting for his response, and I guess he'll be waiting. Finally, one more question to the government. Why mandate vaccines for healthcare workers when PPE was provided to protect them? Are you saying that the PPE that was provided during the so-called pandemic was not good enough? That sounds like an admission to me. And once again, the rules are changed to suit your agenda. Before I go, I have a strong message from our frontline workers. Last year's heroes, this year's unemployed. We worked through the pandemic with no vax, and now they are firing us. Thank you, everyone. Now, we have some business cards to give out, so we'll be handing them over. If you need to contact us, our details will be on there. Thank you, guys, and be strong and never give up.